Let's look at what we need to show. We need to prove two things. First, if z is real, then the conjugate equals z, and second, if the conjugate equals z, then z must be real. Let's start by writing z in its normal form. Every complex number z can be written as a plus b times I, where a is the real part and b is the imaginary part. Now, what is the conjugate? To find the conjugate, we just flip the sign on the imaginary part. So the plus bi becomes minus bi. Everything else stays the same. Remember, we need to prove two things. Part 1 says, if z is real, then the conjugate equals z. Part 2 says, if the conjugate equals z, then z must be real. Let's do part 1 first. Okay, let's start part 1. We say, let's pretend z is a real number. What does that mean? It means the imaginary part, which is b, equals 0. There is no imaginary piece at all. If b is 0, then z is just the number a. And the conjugate is also just a, because taking away 0 times I is still a. They are the same. So the conjugate equals z. Part 1 is finished. We showed that when z is real, the conjugate is the same as z. That was the easy direction. Now let's do part 2. Now for part 2. We say, let's pretend the conjugate equals z. That means a minus bi must be the same as a plus bi. Let's see what that tells us. Look at both sides. They both have the number a. Let's take away a from both sides. We are left with minus bi on one side and plus bi on the other side. Now let's move the bi from the right side over to the left. Minus bi take away another bi gives us minus 2 times b times I, and that equals 0. Now, we know that I is not 0. And 2 is not 0. So the only way this whole thing can equal 0 is if b equals 0. That means there is no imaginary part. If b is 0, then z is just the number a with no imaginary part. And a number with no imaginary part is a real number. So we have shown that z must be real. We did it. We proved both parts. Part 1 showed that real numbers have conjugates equal to themselves. Part 2 showed that if a conjugate equals itself, the number must be real. The proof is complete.